this is going to be a terrible video. Okay? I'm just calling it right now. But I have to make it because I'm not having a good day. This is ruining my ability to actually do things. And I've been basically robbed of 2 days of work over this. But I've got a conflict, and I don't know what the answer is. And usually when I'm in that situation, I come to you guys and you guys fix me. The conflict is as follows. This past weekend, Big Daddy Unlimited attended a gun buyback event. We'll get to the nuances of what they were doing there here in just a minute. But the fact is that they were there. The balance to that conflict is that in 2 weeks' time, I'm scheduled to attend the event that they are hosting, the Epic Shoot. I've been there several times before, and the way that generally operates is the company that I work with on a regular basis, the Leviathan Group, has been brought in to coordinate the event, and they simply provide me transportation, as in a round-trip airfare and hotel housing for the duration of the event. So I'm not directly compensated to attend the event, because, to be honest, Leviathan Group helps me with so many different facets of my business that I do it as a favor to them. Also, that account for my business is handed to the Leviathan Group because I'll be completely honest, my business-to-business relationship with Big Daddy Unlimited has been a rocky one at best over the years. They've just simply not treated me very well over the years. I'm not trying to sling mud. I'm just saying that I have had some past affiliation with Big Daddy Unlimited from a business capacity, and they choose to run their business how they choose to run their business. I have no position inside of BDU. This is going to be bad, but I'm going to be transparent. To give credit where credit is due, this story was broken a few days ago by my friend Reno May, and on his video, I said, hey, if this is true, then BDU had best have an exceptional response. Since then, as you could expect, BDU has released a damage control statement that didn't do it for me. My initial response from seeing it, which I actually saw it before it was published, was that is weak. And to be honest, it comes off as elitist. We know what we're doing. You guys don't. Go away. And that simply just does not work for me. I thought about doing a video on gun buybacks and why they're bad, but I realized that I would be preaching to the choir pretty heavily, even though it appears that there are some people at BDU that definitely need a refresher course on what are and are not 2A principles. But I digress. I've said that I've not had a good working relationship with BDU in the past. And part of that is a personnel problem, part of that is a mindset problem, part of it's bandwidth problem, whatever. Their business, their way, whatever. Not my job. Since then, though, I have had a couple friends go work for BDU in recent months that are superstars. As in, I trust them, some of these people I have known for more than 10 years. And it's great that this organization has finally hired some professionals. So I asked them, guys, how did you let this happen? Where was your head at? And the general response that I got was either I didn't know about it or I was ignored. So this is a move by upper management within BDU. That is the plain, simple explanation. This is somebody who thought they knew what they were doing and clearly didn't know what they were doing. So let's move on from there. What did BDU say that they were doing? They said that they were there for the purposes of providing an alternative to handing your guns into the police department. They were there providing safes, which I have a shot of the safes that they quoted in their statement. And when you say the word safe, to me, it means something. Gun safe. Suppressor safe. Maybe call this a cabinet. Yes, I have a safe dedicated to suppressors. And then, yes, there's a huge pile of boxes here for firearms that I don't know are going back or are in various stages of not complete. Words have meaning. Those are not safes. Those are large personal vaults. I hate to see the small personal vaults. These are feel-good measures. They don't do anything. They are not an alternative to anything. And what this really boils down to, for me, is this was a failed PR campaign. So digging a little bit deeper, I've got the actual answer for you guys. You ready for this? Here it goes. The ulterior motive of Big Daddy Unlimited attending the event was indeed to undermine the event. Just not in the way that they said. It wasn't originally to hand out gun safes and gun locks and magazines as in the recoil magazine, the books, things like that. The purpose was to say, hey, you're going to go in there, you don't really want your guns. The government's going to give you some coupons for some Cheerios and some sports ball tickets or something like that. Tell you what, we'll give you cold hard cash. We'll take those guns into our inventory. You don't value your guns, but we'll take them and sell them to some people that actually want them. And that's fantastic. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I'm a hardcore capitalist, and we've all joked about going and trolling these kind of events previously, trying to get good deals. So, BDU going and doing that, I don't have a problem with, especially because they can probably flex pretty hard against the budget of the local PD. It turns out that they were not permitted to do that. Sad face. So in response, they came up with some kind of bullcrap PR thing that they clearly, threw together at the last minute type thing. And from there, content and character type stuff. Reno offered them an opportunity to come on and explain themselves in an interview. And in lieu of going on his show, they pick a more popular show and snub him for the response instead. They're scheduled to go on Cole and Noir's show. That doesn't feel good to me. And really, my main conflict here is that a solid opportunity was missed. As an American citizen, you have an unholy alliance with the police. Regardless of what the propaganda has told you in the last 2 decades, you as an American citizen are distrustful of your government. It is in your heritage to not like your government. The cops are agents of the government. You must have some relationship with your government in that keeping the whole society from degrading and sliding into anarchy, you have to have some level of government, a very limited amount of government. The thing about cops being agents of government is they are supposed to keep the bad guys away from you so that you don't have to shoot them. The problem becomes once they start doing things that are no longer keeping bad guys away from you and they start messing with good guys. Gun buybacks are cops messing with good people. This is simply just not a function that the government should be serving. It's not uncommon for gun shops and firearms manufacturers to have decent working relationships with their local police departments. Just look at the wall, all right? There's a lot of high-value items that tend to be on the target list for people to steal and then off them at gun buybacks. BDU missed an epic opportunity to actually apply some pressure with very little effort. And it goes something like this. As soon as BDU found out that Gainesville PD, of which they've said on more than one occasion they are affiliated with or have a good working relationship with, said, hey, we intend to hold a gun buyback, BDU should have said, hell you is. These are not things that we want you to support. And if the Gainesville Police Department continue to push that line, BDU should have closed their doors to them. Been like, hey, we can no longer be affiliated with you. We don't want your officers on premises anymore unless there's some legal reason for them to be here. Discounts are gone, all that sort of stuff. This whole support the blue line thing with stipulations. And Gainesville, in this particular instance, violated those stipulations. And what it really comes down to, as far as this whole thing that I see, is I see an individual or a couple at the helm of a corporation that aren't inherently gun people. They got into guns after the fact, and Second Amendment principles are a compass. I'm questioning on whether or not there's point north. I thought that it did, given that I've seen some speeches from them in the past, and I really liked what I heard, but what I'm seeing doesn't look so good. So my question, throwing it back to you guys, is do I boycott and stay home based on this serious mismanagement or perhaps nefarious activity? Or do I go down there and secure the answers for myself? Do I go down there and try to get the answers straight from the horse's mouth to try and figure out whether that's a thing? I don't know. I know what the lazy part of Curtis wants to do. He's got plenty of work to do right here. One more thing that I wanted to state is this is not me just piling on BDU because of the internet and particularly the FRT versus WOT trigger thing. All right. I'm actually consider myself, even though again, don't have a good working relationship with BDU. I consider myself on their side with this because, to be completely honest, I'm very sensitive to frivolous lawsuits, which I believe that one is. I've seen both products. I've even reached out to Rare Breed Triggers through Leviathan. They blew me off. Haven't heard from them. Yeah. I've seen both products. I'm waiting on the patents so I can read them myself. The whole anti-capitalist thing that has wormed itself up inside the firearms community is not cool with me. So, again, that's one of the reasons that if that was the original, truly the original impetus for them going to the Buyback event, then I'm cool with that. But what we've gotten from this is not okay. And, again, throwing it up to you guys, what do you guys want? Because I don't know what to do.